Hi there. My name is Courtney McGowan. I'm a registered dietitian and certified specialist in oncology nutrition at the Smilo Care Center in Guilford. I've worked with cancer survivors for the past 15 years, and I continue to be in awe every day of the strength and resiliency I see in you all. It's funny, a part of my job as a dietitian is to educate about proper nutrition during whatever stage of your cancer journey you're in. But I often feel that it's you, the cancer survivors, who have taught me so much over the years. From you, I've learned that pickles can work miracles when everything else tastes like cardboard. I've learned that sometimes you actually can taste the tube feeding when you burp. And I've learned that someone who has hardly exercised a day in their life can gradually work towards and accomplish a goal of taking 10,000 steps every day. I've also worked with caregivers who are so clever at strategizing meal and snack ideas that I truly believe they miss their calling as a dietitian. I feel truly grateful that I get to spend my days with you all. So as Maura mentioned from her kitchen, our goal today is to show you easy ways to capture the rainbow from your plant-based foods. And my color is green. So what I'd like to do today is, because we're coming into summer, I would like to provide a healthier option for a popular picnic side dish, which is potato salad. So with this recipe, what I'm going to do is use more of an Italian style recipe, which means that it's got more vinaigrette and herbs rather than mayonnaise. And I'm going to add green beans and asparagus to it. But before we get to the recipe, let me just take a minute to tell you about the value of my color, green. So green plant-based foods provide an abundance of nutrients, including fiber, carotenoids, such as beta-carotene, folate, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, selenium, magnesium, as well as potassium, iron, lutein, which is great for your eyes. Green plants also contain flavonoids, which are powerful antioxidants that can help strengthen your immune system. And they also provide chlorophyll, which is a phytonutrient that actually does make the plants green. So this chlorophyll is also thought to help reduce cancer cell growth. And the recipe that I'm going to make today does contain parsley, which is a green plant that is thought to contain one of the highest amounts of chlorophyll. So let's go ahead and get to the recipe. Okay, so let's go ahead and put together our potato salad with green beans and asparagus. I have everything prepped and ready to go, but what I'll do is, we can tell you how I got to where we are. So what I did was I took 1 pound of new potatoes and I cut them in half, put them in a pot and cover them with cold water, bring them to a rolling boil on the stove, and once they've reached that point, you turn the temperature down so that they're at a more gentle boil. While those cook, which will be about 12 to 15 minutes, we'll get the green beans and the asparagus ready to go, and those should be well washed. And we'll take the green beans and trim the ends off of them, and then we're going to cut the green beans in half crosswise, so we end up with a little length there like that. Okay, to prep the asparagus, what we'll do is cut the bottom off of it, and then the rest of it gets cut to the same length as the green beans. Okay, so now we can put a second pot of water on the stove to get that ready to boil and cook the green beans and asparagus. And while we do that, we'll prep everything for our salad dressing. And so what I've got here, I have 5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, and I'm doing this in a mason jar. You can do it this way, or you can just use a bowl and whisk it to combine. So we'll put our 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar in with the extra virgin olive oil. Okay, to that we're going to add 1 clove of crushed garlic. All right, we're going to add the juice and zest from half of a lemon. So I'll put that in there. And lastly, we're going to add half of a cup of parsley, chopped parsley. All right, I'll do that like this so I don't make a mess. Okay. All right, so if you used your whisk at home, then you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to put the top on this mason jar here, and I'm going to give it a good shake to combine. Okay, so now at this point, our water for the green beans and asparagus should be boiling. We can go ahead and put the green beans and asparagus in that water. And those are going to cook just for about 3 to 4 minutes. We want them to have a little crisp to them when we eat them. The potatoes should be just about done, so we're going to drain the potatoes, and while they're warm, we're going to take this dressing and we're going to pour half the dressing over the potatoes so that they can marinate a little bit. You just grab my spoon here. We're going to stir to combine and let those sit for a few minutes while our green beans and our asparagus cook. Okay, so those are all set. If you haven't halved the tomatoes, you can do that to get those ready. And when the asparagus and the green beans finish, we want those to stop cooking quickly, so you can either put them in a bowl of ice water, or you can run them immediately under cold water to cool them down and keep them from overcooking, because again, we do want them to be a little crispy, a little crisp to them. So now that everything is all set, we're just gonna mix it to combine, okay? So I've got my larger bowl here. I'll put the potatoes in first. All right. Next, we'll add the green beans and asparagus. Oh, and that was 1 pound of green beans and 1 bunch of asparagus. Sorry about that. Okay. And then lastly, we have 1 cup of cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes that are halved. And we'll pour those in there as well. All right. Move our bowl to the forefront here. We'll give our dressing another good shake. What's left of it, we're going to pour the last of it on top of our salad here, or our vinaigrette. All right, we're going to give it one last stir. Ooh, this looks delicious. All right. Okay, you want to see it? Pretty, right? All right, let's give this a taste and get a little bit of everything on here. All right, and bon appetit. Mmm.